We might not have won the World Cup, but we have won something that is so much more valuable in the times that we live in than a trophy from a football tournament. And I know that's not what a lot of football fans would say, but the thing is that in an era when political elites have systematically worked to dilute national identity and to minimize our historical consciousness, or simply just drive historical falsification and subordinate Norwegian interests to global agendas, there's one institution that succeeded where they have failed. The national football team has made a tremendous difference to this, to our nation, to our culture, to our identity and how we see ourselves. Because through that unapologetic embrace of our Viking heritage, they achieved what decades of policy and rhetorics have tried to get rid of: a genuine cross-generational awakening of Norwegian pride and unity. For generations from the Brundtland era, yeah, from Gro Harlem Brundtland and forward, significant parts of the governing class have pursued a deliberate project of softening and redefining the Norwegian folk character. We have been told that our culture is little more than just folklore and cuisine, like brown cheese or the bunad, that national belonging is just a passport. It's a formality, and that our Viking history, the very bedrock of Norway's emergence as a nation under Håkon the Good, who started the christening of Norway, followed by Olav Tryggvason, who made Christianity the official religion, and Olav the Holy, who made Norway Christian by law after the battle at Stiklestad in 1030, that this history must be reframed through the lenses of plunder and guilt, that Vikings were horrible people, that is chauvinistic. Statements suggesting that Norway does not truly belong to Norwegians because our former Norwegian Prime Minister Erna Solberg said exactly that. This, combined with policies accelerating demographic transformation and limiting open discourse on cultural consequences of this, have contributed to palpable erosion of shared identity. And therefore, it is a pure provocation when politicians in parliament film themselves and posted their own Viking row, which is just performative from those who, in practice, have advanced agendas to erase national borders, the Norwegian identity, our history, and our culture. And along with political correct cooperations, they have done their best not only to tell us that people from Pakistan can be ethnical Norwegians, but they have on repeat tried to indoctrinate us into believing that we simply have no culture, like Scandinavian Airlines did. They said that everything was stolen. Against this backdrop, the national team offered something radically different. It was an authentic reclamation. The David Yarrow, the Vikings Are Coming photo shoot, it wasn't just market gimmick. It was a cultural declaration. And by stepping into the visual language of their ancestors with dignity and strength, the Norwegian players, led by figures like Haaland and Ødegaard, reasserted continuity with Norway's civilizational roots. The spontaneous and then deliberate Viking row became a living ritual of collective power, of joy, embraced by the people, not something that was imposed on us from above. And what was the political correct elite going to do about it? Well, football players are untouchable. Despite the left-wing and liberal attacks on the national team because they came, they have been ridiculed. throughout this nation. This time, we were told not to mix sports with politics just because the politics didn't fit the left-wing agenda. We all know that modern sports have frequently been instrumentalized for transnational causes. Kneeling campaigns, I'm sure you all remember, the rainbow symbol, and other ideological displays. Norway's team charted an independent course, and we're so proud of it. When critics on the left complained that the squad lacked sufficient multicultural representation, demanding ethnic quotas over raw talent, the players just answered with raw performance. Like, what are you going to do about it? This was no accident. A team selected on merit, bound by the shared Norwegian identity and culture, demonstrated what organic cohesion looks like. And in doing so, they exposed the intellectual weakness of reducing individuals to demographic checkboxes. The contrast is striking. While segments of the elite have been associated with scandals eroding public trust, from international entanglements to domestic policies perceived as prioritizing external loyalties or financial extraction through mechanisms like the EEA, the national, or should I say also Epstein, the national team operated with clarity of purpose. They navigated criticism that painted their cultural expression as chauvinistic, yet the Norwegian public responded with overwhelming embrace. And in my lifetime, no political initiative has matched this level of authentic national communion. The team did not merely play football, they proved that confident patriotism, grounded in history and open to excellence regardless of origin, remains a powerful integrative force, far more effective than any top-to-down social engineering in which our politicians are doing all over the Western world. This World Cup has been more than just a tournament run. In an era of managed decline for national identities across the Western world, Norway's players have reminded us that a people who remember their roots, in our case, the Viking explorers, saga writers, and the resilience and endurance and strength, the political class just they can't do that from the top down. It's not possible. And they just had to play along with it and do their little Viking role as if they were supportive of Norwegian culture and identity. And the political class may continue these projects of dilution and redefinition, but the people, they've tasted something genuine. And the national team, they have given Norway back a piece of our soul. They did more to unite and uplift this nation in one unforgettable summer than many political generations combined. So the Vikings have returned, and Norway stands taller for it. Skål for det frie, stolte Norge.